Welcome to the fine print, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Caleb Teskey, and today I am joined by Karla Conte from Agawam, Massachusetts. Karla, thanks for doing this on such short notice.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Now, I know you said you didn't really care for the 5 minute life story, so if you'd like to, we can just jump right in here. Definitely got a hold of this story from Mike Crawford, man, from the Young Jerks. Um,
Yeah,
he does
I
some great
didn't
work.
even I didn't even mean for it to even get big or anything. Um, I was just kind of mad and upset that A, they're selling weed that's not good for the public, and B, how they terminated people for no reasons.
Can we
So
first talk about where you were working?
I was working at the HEKA in Westfield, Massachusetts.
And how long had you been working there?
I started working there in October, so I was like nearing my 90 day, like where you get benefits. So I was like just like a week away from like my 90-day mark.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
I
And
know, dude.
you said you just moved up here?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, I was living down south in Tennessee.
Hmm,
And so
that's
I
awesome.
came up here and I was pretty excited about this job. Didn't
Did you come up
expect.
here just to take that job?
No, I came up here for just to get a better job, really, because down south there was no work. So I thought maybe coming up here would make it better. You would think.
Yeah, I mean, there's some nice spots in Massachusetts. I went to college down there, and well, Worcester Polytech. That's not really the best spot in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So, how did you end up working at this place?
I would like go there frequently because it was like the cheapest weed and pre-rolls around. So I would drive the extra 15, 20 minutes to go there because it was cheaper and I like financially like that's the best option. Then when I started working there, things started questioning. And then when I started working there, stopped buying from there.
Is this medical or adult use?
Adult use.
Okay.
I like adult use, yeah.
So when you start working there, I mean, did it start out all right? When did you
It
start
started out
noticing problems?
like the first week they teach you like what to do basically. I have no experience whatsoever in cultivation. I had no degree myself in any of this. Like they just hired me on something where I should have had a degree in, but I don't. So I just thought I lucked out. So they're teaching me how to like break up the dirt at this point. In the first week and a half of being there, while I'm breaking up the dirt, I'm noticing there's mold in the dirt. It's obvious. You can smell it, you can see it. So I did it for a few hours and then I actually voiced my opinion, which is new for me because I'm a shy person and I just started there a week and a half ago and I don't want to be like, look, but I did. I voiced it and said, look, there's mold in here. I'm gonna have to wear a mask because I'm dealing with this mold. This is obviously unhealthy for everything involved. And they said, oh no, it's this and that. It's obviously mold, dude. Like I smell it. There's workers around me who are looking at me like this is legit. And they just ignore the problem like it's nothing. So I ignore it. What am I supposed to do? I'm just one worker. So I was like, okay, I'll just wear a mask and keep playing in the dirt for 8 hours and like trying to break it up for you guys.
Did they give you guys masks?
No, I had to like go and get my own.
You had to
Yeah,
bring
they
your
weren't
own.
like mask up. I had to go and get my own mask and like ask around. It took me a few minutes for like to even get one. So it
Even
was like
after
I
this
had
girl
to,
just died in Holyoke, who
oh, I
was also
know.
complaining, like her stepdad had to bring her in masks to work. God damn it.
See? Yeah. Yep, they
That's
don't.
that
I
seems
know.
like so what's the sort of work condition? Is it a well ventilated building? Is it a large
No, there's
sort of
no windows, virtually no windows, all white walls, not a window in that place. So you don't know what the weather is outside. You don't even know until you go outside and they're like, oh, it's raining today. Like you have no idea. It's all, like closed in. And apparently the conditions in each room, like the humidity is off for each plant. Like people like who work there are voicing their complaints to the higher ups and they're not doing anything. So everything is still wrong. You know what I mean?
hmm.
Nothing's being fixed. Like the
So,
humidity is still off on rooms and
hmm.
things of that nature.
What kind of facility are we talking about? Just a cultivation facility? Is there a
This
dispensary
is
there?
this is a cultivation and dispensary facility. It's all in one. It's just
Okay.
all in one big giant building. Yeah.
Okay. And how large would you say the cultivation space is?
I have no idea. Like definitely super large. Like there's 12 rooms, grow rooms in this facility.
Oh.
So like one grow room, say, has the bad bugs, is what they say. So you have to go outside of the room and spray yourself with alcohol so it kills the bugs so you can go into the other room in hopes to not contaminate all of the weed. Like they're not fixing the issue. They're just trying to like put a band-aid on everything.
What did you call them? Bed bugs or bad
No,
bugs?
like the bad bugs, like the bad mites that are on
Oh,
the,
okay.
you know what I mean? So I
Wow.
mean,
So rather than try to address the root cause of the
and
problem,
trying to get rid of it, they're just like, "Ah, just spray yourself. Hopefully, it won't contaminate all the other rooms." Like, but that's not like okay though.
that's exactly how you contaminate all the other
Yeah,
rooms.
like, like what are you trying to figure out this now? Like,
Wow.
and then like the people who are my bosses, like I said, have no degree. You're supposed to have like 2 years and then like years of experience in that field. And they don't, they may have the degree, but not the 4 years experience. Like they're not qualified. Like, so they're taking on a project themselves. And I could see that they're struggling. They don't know what they're doing, dude.
They don't.
I mean, like, and it's so obvious and I feel bad, but then I don't feel bad anymore because they legit fired me for no reason 12 days before Christmas. Like I can't feel bad for this team anymore. You know what I mean?
And they're not
Like
listening. It sounded like you said a number of your other coworkers also brought issues to them. Were they the same
they
issues
don't
or
care. Yeah. Yeah, same issues. They don't care.
any other issues on top of that you guys were seeing?
Not really, just the fact with the bad mites and then the mold and the plant's just not growing and it just I mean, it just you could just tell it's not that good of a cultivation.
We were
Yeah.
talking about this earlier, and some guy did comment on that. He said, most soil has some mold in it, and that's okay. But what's bad is when you start breathing it in. And I don't know
Yeah.
how accurate that is, but that sounded accurate.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, it's not like a good thing. And then the way that they terminated two females for no explanation whatsoever at all 12 days before Christmas. And like, they know our story. They know that I'm just a one income family and they have no reason other than I'm near my 90 days by. Like that, but imagine what that happens to all these people that just get fired. And we think that these people, they get hired on and fired because they see too much. So they fire them before anything spreads and then they hire a new group of people. This like place fires and hires people left and right. It's unreal with no explanation.
How long have they been operating down there? Do you know?
I want to say a few years.
Hmm.
But I've just been here for a year and a half. So, I mean, I want to say at least a year and a half they've been here.
Hmm. And so the bosses just straight shut you down when you brought them these
Oh, yeah.
complaints.
You feel like don't even, yeah, you don't even get a second hearing. Like, they don't care. We're just the cultivators. You know what I mean? They don't care about our opinion or whatever.
Just the cultivate, just the people that
Yeah.
are growing
When
the
it's the
product
people
that we're
cultivating
selling.
your product, yeah, they don't care. There's nothing.
Boy, and that kind of attitude, it seems, is pervasive throughout all of these MSOs. Really, I'm
Yeah.
just hearing so many horror stories about poor work conditions, bad ventilation,
Yeah. I
mold.
was
That's the
like,
first time I'm hearing about bugs. Just like,
yeah, yeah. Like they would be on your gloves. Like you look at your phone to see the time, you can see them on your like friggin' phone. It's like ridiculous. Then there was a time I was doing tagging, which is something I need to be like college experience to do, but they just let me do it, which was fine. But the room got so hot that they had to get me out of the room because it was not good working conditions. I was in that room for a good hour before they were like, "Oh, by the way, it's over 90 degrees." Like I was sweating like I didn't know I was sweating so much I felt sick. I was like, "You guys should have told me sooner." Like
why do
you
they have
know,
rooms that are 90 degrees?
I don't know. 90-degree rooms. I'm like, okay, like
What did you say you were doing? Tagging, like RFID
tagging.
tracking?
Yeah, where you put the tagging in the middle of the plant, which you're supposed to have degrees for.
Really? Is that so? You mentioned this also about your boss. You said they were supposed to have some experience. Is that required by
Yeah.
law?
I don't know. I can't, don't quote me on that, but I'm like pretty sure probably, I would say, just to be in positions that all of them are in and they don't have.
Well, we
So
don't
I've
have any rules
yeah.
like that, and that's exactly what happened. Was that the people, all five of our medical licenses got bought up by these MSOs, and the people that were running them don't know how to grow weed,
Yeah, it's like what's going on, dude?
and they're responsible for giving us shit to medical patients, which we should have the best growers growing for them, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what you're like. Oh, and how they make the joints so potent is they add keef to it. So you're having a joint basically half keef, half freaking weed just to cover up the fact that your weed isn't good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, this is might as well grow at home at this point, guys. Like it's probably safer. I would just
Do
try
you
to
have
grow
home
at
grow
home.
down there in Mass?
Yeah, you can grow and cultivate here.
How much?
I think like 6 plants per person at this point. Yeah.
That's nice. It's nicer than our state was.
I'm,
Hopefully we
I'm
see that
hoping.
change because, well, these guys, they lobbied really. The MSO's got some lobbyists in on the advisory committee and in various spots, and basically shit all over home grow. And they said, well, we have all these patients, like if we let them grow at home, they might fuck it up and then it could get contaminated. And then they went ahead and grew it for like 500 patients at a time, and all of that got contaminated.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
It's just wild. Also, some of them are teaching at we have a college, one college in Vermont that has a cannabis degree program, and
Yeah.
one of them is teaching over there. And she was dubbed the queen of mold by at least 5 people that I've interviewed up here.
Wow. That's,
What a shame.
yeah. And I mean, like, there's no like right answer to what to do. Like, if you go buy from a dispensary 50/50, it's probably mold in it. If you go buy off the street, you don't know what's in it. If you try to grow at home, sometimes you can't grow at home. You have kids, you have dogs, you don't want to grow at home. You just want to be able to safely buy weed somewhere, and you can't.
Oh, and boy, so you said the highlight of their business is the cheap prices.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
taking a garbage product and just getting rid of it for super cheap. Have you ever seen mold going out in samples that people are taking out of the
I'm
dispensary?
not a part of processing. I was just cultivating like the dirt and like the planting and stuff. So I don't know how cultivating is. I mean, how processing is, but I do know that they weren't wearing masks. So they were dealing with all that stuff and yeah, no one wore masks for processing.
So did you ever have any customers come in and complain? I know you said you were in the
Yeah, I
cultivation,
don't
but
know. I don't talk to the
no.
public. I
Okay.
just was
So
in the
you're
back.
totally separated from the dispensary
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
Mm. And
more or less. Yeah.
it sounded like I was going to try to get in touch with the other person got fired. It sounded like they didn't really want to be public.
No, they just. I guess I'll just be the only face. It's fine.
Well, I appreciate that because I've been
Yeah,
hearing, I heard that Massachusetts also just announced that they were going to allow certain pesticides to be used because of
yeah,
this FDA or USDA, the hemp program rule changes.
yeah. So it's like, what are you smoking at the end of the day? And then if you're smoking and you're feeling sick, well, am I sick because I have the flu or am I sick because I just smoked a gram of freaking this weed? Like, what? You don't even know anymore. So, I mean, just, I guess stay safe, everyone, at this point.
And that's kind of what the situation was in Holyoke. Like after what was her name? Lorna, I believe. And
Catherine.
she had been pulled out of there 2 months earlier,
Mm.
ambulance for breathing problems. And then when she died 2 months later, this boy truly came out with a PR statement. It was just atrocious. They basically blamed her for having a pre-existing condition, and the family said, "No, that never happened until she
No
started working."
way. No way. See, that's crazy. Like, if you know an employee is obviously coughing and feeling ill, don't put them back in a room that can make them even more ill. I would be like, all right, well, obviously that's not a good job for you. Let's put you somewhere. Like, what is wrong with these people?
Hmm.
We're disposable, really. That's what it is,
And
unfortunately, in the workforce.
boy, I don't think that's unique to the cannabis industry either. I feel like that's kind of ubiquitous throughout the entire job market at this point. Like
Yeah,
I always felt like that as a bartender.
yeah, for real.
Boy, that really grinds my gears.
I know.
So, did any of your other coworkers, any of them complaining about any kind of health problems, respiratory problems?
No, not really. Everyone got okay. So the lady who didn't want to show her face, I was told that the people in the processing, they all got sick, all simultaneously, like in 1 week. All of them had to leave because they all got sick. So I don't know if that had to do with a flu going around or I don't know. But every single one she told me left because they had breathing problems. So I'm not sure if it had anything to do with it, but I do know that's what she told me. So
I just I feel like the obvious question is like, why would you want to run a company where you're going to develop this kind of reputation for yourself? You're treating your employees like shit. You have terrible working conditions. I don't know how
no,
the pay is, but I've heard some Curaleaf joints are
very
not
good. Yeah,
no.
yeah. I mean,
And I felt this way honestly at restaurants a lot, where they hire
mm,
people who have no experience. so
Yep.
that they can just throw you away a few months later and they don't feel any attachment to it.
Yeah.
And right when people start noticing things, just
That's when
like,
they
okay,
start. So yeah. No
why?
explanation. I mean, the guy who like fired me, seriously, I like looked at him and was like, is there an explanation? He didn't even say any words. He shrugged. He didn't give me any respect as it's this, and this. He shrugged and like pushed me out the door. And I'm like, wait, what, bro? Like what?
That's how
They
you
didn't
got
even
fired?
talk. Like, I just yeah, that's how I got fired. He seriously met me at the door with my like little money. And he's like, oh, sorry, we have to let you go, quote unquote, let you go. And I'm like, wait, what? Yesterday was Monday. It was fine. No one said anything to me. No one warned me about anything. Today it's Tuesday. I'm walking in and like, what do you mean I'm fired 12 days before Christmas? Like, you know my history, you know my family, you know I've just spent 8 hours with you every day for 3 freaking months. Like why would this happen all of a sudden when I'm a week away from my benefits? There's no warning. No, I like never got any warnings. Just like that. And then he like shrugged and then pushed me out. I was like,
And this is as you're like walking in for a shift or something?
walking in for the shift. Like he let other people walk in front of them, and then he stopped and put me right at the door. And I was like, "Wait, what?" Like,
Couldn't even fire you over the phone or something? Made you
no,
come in again?
like I had to come in, and then you shoved me out without explaining not a word out of his mouth. He was just shrugged and then pushed me out. I was like, "But if I was no offense, if I was a guy, I bet you that conversation would have been different." He knew he couldn't do anything, so I waddled away. Like, what am I gonna do? I was mad. I was like, "Wait, you can't just." You can though. It's Massachusetts. You can just fire people like
I was
so.
gonna say a screaming match wouldn't be that out of place in Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. But I just didn't know what to do. I'm like, I don't like confrontation, so I was just like, I guess I'll just walk back to my car. Like, what the hell am I gonna do for Christmas? Like, what? How did this happen? And then I emailed them a few hours later. So I'm like, I'm brave now. Email them, no email back. I called them. I'm super brave. Nothing. They did their, oh, he left for the day. He'll call you back. No call back. Nothing.
I'll call
I'm
them.
like, okay, so I guess I just got to shrug. That's why I got fired. Like, I have no idea. I mean,
I've been fired for some pretty fucked up reasons, but
me,
I always get a reason.
that's what I'm saying. That's like the only thing that bugged me. If you gave me a reason, I'd be like, all right, feel you, like whatever, dude. Like then I can maybe fight it. Like there's no reason. But I know Massachusetts, like you don't need a reason to fire people. You can just fire people, I guess.
Yeah, well, at will employment. It's like that in pretty much every
Yeah,
state.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Fire you for any reason or for fuck because they don't like your face or something that
Yeah,
day.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dang, did my coat that bad, bro? Like I'll switch.
And that's just kind of a spineless maneuver, if you ask me.
Oh, I know. Like I said, like he knows my life. He knows that I homeschool my kids. He knows that I have one income family. He knows my life, and he can just sit there and be like, "Oh, sorry, 12 days before Christmas." Like how can you do that with no explanation? And I was like, dude, I didn't do anything wrong, and I knew it. I didn't do anything wrong, so that's why I got pissed off.
At least Curaleaf gave some explanation. It wasn't a good explanation. It was the typical corporate explanation where they said, "Oh, well, we need to focus on reallocating our assets so we
Yeah,
can ensure long-term viability of." It's like, okay, you're firing a bunch of people because you
yeah,
guys fucking got too big for your own britches. You didn't
yeah,
have the demand for your shitty product, and you tried to build out this. That's what
yeah,
it feels like to me, is that they're just trying to immediately monopolize the entire market without having the necessary demand or a good product or a customer
yeah,
base, really.
yeah,
Hmm. And
yeah.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, no. You're good. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you if this, what was it called? Heku or something?
Heka.
Heka. Okay. Did they own more than one dispensary down
They
there?
are opening. They're supposed to be opening one in Pittsfield. Supposed to be. Like that's what their mission was. I
And
don't know what the hell is going to happen at this point.
so they got the one in Agawam and they're trying to open
No,
another one.
they have the one in Westfield.
Oh, okay.
Westfield.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So they have one there and they're trying to open another one, even though they don't have enough money to keep their staff on at the first one.
But yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I
Or
swear.
keep. Yeah.
It,
Just know that if you work for that company, odds are you'll be fired before the 90 days. Just expect it for no reason.
well, I think there's a very good reason. And that reason is they don't have to give you benefits,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
because, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like so.
If they have to provide benefits, I mean, most of these big MSOs are already just bleeding money out the ass. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think really any of them are profitable. Maybe one or two at the top tiers, but it's all financed on debt, and they all just, I really think, went overboard. It's like, I have
Yeah.
friends that have been doing this for 20 or 30 years. They never have this problem.
Exactly,
They
dude.
do it with a two-man team if they got a small grow, and sometimes when it's trimming time, you bring in some help when you need it. You don't just
Yeah,
immediately hire a bunch of people and then be like, it's fucking almost Christmas. We gotta let you go.
exactly. Like what? Why, dude?
Is there any
I
jobs that
think-
don't do that? Because I feel like that is the very much like the corporate culture, just everywhere.
I know, I do. But like I feel like a lot of it is focused. I don't want to be like, yay, women, but I think a lot of it focuses on women because they know they're not gonna stand up. That they'll, most of them don't like fight back. Like they just get fired and go ahead and find another job. Cause like it's just ironic that they fired another female at the same time, same aspect, same way they did me. And you know what I mean? They just okay, there you go. We'll hire two other females, see what happens.
I'm
Because
surprised they don't.
back there it was all men that worked like the cultivation. So it was basically me and this other female that were the only ones back there that got fired. Like, come on, dude.
And you said she was also bringing some of the same concerns to them.
Yeah, yep. Same exact concerns because she was dealing with like the money aspect of it. So she was in the office and I was in the cultivation. So she saw things that I don't know, you know what I mean? But she saw some sketchy things where
In the
she was
office, yeah, I bet. Is that what you said?
what?
Did you say she worked in the office?
Yeah, the office for a minute. So
Okay. Maybe she'll come out of hiding one day and I could talk to her too.
I don't know.
I'd love to get in one of their offices and just dig through some files.
I know, dude. The stuff you'd find.
Yeah, I mean, I just found one dispensary a guy was showing me, and I think it was Connecticut, where they lost $60 million in the last 9 months. I'm like, how do you
What?
possibly fucking do that?
Oh my god, dude.
They were also
Ow.
trying to build out a dispensary. So Connecticut set this rule that said, before we open the adult use market, we want to have 250,000 square feet of total cultivation space. So they have almost all of it, and there's just one dispensary left waiting to convert their space, and that would be the last piece of the puzzle. That company is fucking bleeding. They have like less than $1 million in
Oh
cash.
my
They've
god.
lost $60 million in the last 9 months, or lost. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
exactly.
you. Yeah, but I just don't understand why people get into businesses they don't know anything about. When you used to
That's
meet
my like question. Like, I don't understand. Like the people they hired were the people who did construction on the construction site. Like they have no, you know what I mean? They have no actual. I don't know.
well, if you're
Why
building
hire
the
people that
facility,
don't know what
sure.
they're doing? Yeah, I mean, like,
After it's built, though, you don't need construction guys. You need weed growers.
that's what I'm saying. And they have the construction guys still. So you're just like, and then people are voicing their opinion on how you're growing, and you're just ignoring it, dude. And then you wonder why this is happening. You know what I mean? Why people are waking up a little and realizing, hey, when I'm smoking, I could probably grow better in my freaking closet and save money.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like honestly, with a couple of tries, I could grow just as good at weed as I've seen at any of those
Yeah,
places.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Were you guys doing clones in there or popping
Yeah,
seeds or what?
clones,
Yeah.
clones. Yeah, that's what they did. We had like the mother rooms, and then we cloned them, and then that's how we did it.
Man, oh man, what a fucking shame.
I
I just,
know, dude.
it's crazy
Like
to
if I
think like if one of these MSOs could actually grow good weed, people would be in a lot of trouble.
Dude, it would be wild. Like if I had just a little bit of money, man, there would be no way I would own like a freaking weed production, like and fail so miserably, bro. Oh
Hmm. It seems kind of expensive from what I've heard down there in
my god,
Massachusetts
yeah.
to get into the market.
Oh my, I could just imagine, like I think 1 million at least to like start off.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's no way I could ever. Yeah.
That's pretty ballpark from what I've heard. In New Jersey, maybe like 2 or 3 million even down there.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
I mean, if you're gonna spend that, at least do it right. Like what the hell?
Seriously, like if somebody handed me that kind of money right now, I could get us the best like construction crew and the best
Yeah,
growers and the best like consultants in the state. Like,
yeah. Like what?
and probably do it for
Think-
much less.
Oh my god, yeah.
Boy,
That's just-
let me ask you, do you shop at any of the other dispensaries down there in
Yes,
Massachusetts?
yes, I do. I can say this. I shop at Fire Ants. I think they're located in East Hampton. And it is like I drive the extra 45 minutes or whatever. Like it takes me like almost an hour kind of to get there. And I drive the extra just because they have the best prices and they have another dispensary opened in California. So like they kind of know what's going on and like the best products and the best prices. So I always just go to Fire Ant in Western Mass.
Fire Ant?
Yeah, Fire Ants. My bad, sorry.
Okay. And what are you saying? Best prices? What are we talking here for like
Oh
a
my
half
God.
ounce of flour?
See, I'm way too dyslexic to answer these questions. I don't know much about the prices or anything like that, but like say like
That's
I
like,
can buy 3 grams of concentrate for like $60. It's 3 grams of concentrate. Like it's absurd. Like, and that will last me.
we talking hash rosin, like dry sift, keep. What do we do?
Just
Bubble hash?
jams. I would just
Oh,
say just jams.
sorry,
Lime
I'm still.
resin.
I spent the last year learning all the stupid different kinds because when I started this project, I was just like people were saying words to me that I
Yeah.
was like, can you talk English, please? Because I'm
Yeah,
dumb.
dude. I mean, I've just been here for like a year and a half with this whole like weed is legal thing. Tennessee weed's not legal, so you just smoke like horrible flower. But up here, it's like so much different stuff that you try and smoke. It's pretty cool.
Um, would you mind telling me a little bit about the situation in Tennessee?
Oh, why I came up here? Well,
Yeah, or just like the cannabis situation, and
oh,
maybe like
cannabis situation in
maybe if the
Tennessee.
cops are dicks.
Cops are horribly dicks, but cops are like could be dicks anywhere though. Like, but definitely Tennessee, cops are dicks, like hands down. Like, the weed in Tennessee, you have to know somebody that knows somebody, and you can buy like 1 gram for $20 sometimes, which is absurd. Like a gram for $20 is absurd. You can buy concentrate there from people, but you don't know what's in the concentrate at all. It's like a guessing game. And that's pretty much it. Just like it's very illegal there. So it's different
I
world
don't
up
have
here.
anything there, right? No medical, no nothing,
No,
right?
no. But the soil there, like people grow, and it's so like the weed's great, like homegrown weed, sometimes, depending
Really?
on the person. Yeah, because the soil's good and it's always warm all year round, basically over there.
Hmm.
And the soil is so much different than Western Mass.
Hmm. Although some parts of Western Mass do seem pretty nice over there too.
Is it? Where I'm
What's
at in Agawam, it's all freaking sand.
you gotta get way
Yeah,
out there, like way to the left,
yeah,
and maybe up towards Vermont a little.
yeah.
Oh boy. Cool. Well, I didn't have more questions here. I want to ask you, is there anything else that you would like to talk about or anything else you've seen elsewhere or anything like that? Because I wanted to just make sure we got your whole story here because I'm freeballing this whole one.
Yeah, and too. I'm winging everything. No, not really. Just like basically that, and the fact that how I got fired was just absurd, and the fact that you're only firing females is absurd. Like that's bullshit, dude. And I basically touched everything. I feel
Do you guys have a social equity program down there?
what like social media. I think they have
No,
like a face.
social equity, like they were trying to put these provisions into the laws to help um people that were like negatively impacted by prohibition or people from marginalized communities and things like that.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because there's been a lot of talk about that. And like, I've also talked to a lot of women who have just said that they've been treated kind of like shit in this industry.
Yeah, like they don't care, dude, because they know, hey, like it's, if they did what they did to me to a dude, you'd probably get punished or be like, wait, what the fuck are you pushing me out for? Like, no shit. Like,
One of those
me as a
construction workers
female.
just fucking
Yeah, you know, dude, you know I'm right though. Like you know it. But I'm this little female. I'm waddling in and freezing my ass off. Just walk 10 minutes to the freaking front door. You see me on the camera walking the fucking 10 minutes to the door. You see me finishing my cigarette, and then as soon as I walk in, you just push me out. Like nothing. Don't say a word. You shrug, bro. You shrug. That's all you did is shrug, bro. Like, what are you shrugging for, dude? What do you mean I'm fired, bro? Like,
coward activity. That's jellyfish activity.
all right, dude.
You should have put your cigarette right on his forehead. Like, I'm
Dude,
out.
I would, dude. But I was like, okay, okay. Like I didn't even get that opportunity. Shut the door before I could even like say anything. So I was just like, it sucks.
Anyone asks, just tell him that he fell.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
So, listen, I want to just thank you for your time here. I also want to say if you run across anybody else who might want to talk about this, including that other woman at
Yeah.
any point, really, feel free to push in touch. And also, as I mentioned earlier, and I want to say to anyone that's watching this, I'm going to put together a little GoFundMe for you because I don't know why, but I was reading your story and it caught me in the feels. And I'd like to help you. I feel bad that you got fired before Christmas and you got a couple of kids. And
Yeah.
I'm going to slap that together and shout it out to my whole social media. And I think Mike's going to help me send it around. And maybe we can help your Christmas a little bit.
Thank you so much. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time and thank you for sharing your story with me. And
Yeah, no
fuck,
problem.
fuck those guys. And I
Good,
hope you
right back
I
at
hope you
you.
get a new, better job at a better place.
Thanks. That would be awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Karla. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Bye.